Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet Elle Cole. She is a luxury residential designer. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
You know how when you walk into a home, you get a vibe. It's a warm vibe, it's a home vibe, and that's by design. Often they bring in a high-end residential designer like Elle Cole to help them make that change to their property. Elle, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, okay, let's start at the very beginning. So when did you know that you were gifted in this area?
I've always had a love for beauty, and regardless of your socioeconomic status. I believe everyone deserves a clean and beautiful home that supports their hopes and dreams, gives them peace, and comforts them. It just, the impact that an environment has on you, most people don't realize that or take that in consideration. I know that in the right environment, people can dream big and they can accomplish things that they never thought possible, create memories, and so much more.
Well, do you remember as a child, were you designing your own room or playing with Barbies and designing the Barbie dream house? Has this always been a part of you?
It has, and it really has just been something through my grandmother. My grandmother was my hero, and so she always was so well put together, and I loved that about her, and her home was always so well put together, and so was our home. My mother made a beautiful home. And so it's just innate in me to want to have a beautiful environment for myself as well as my family.
Absolutely, and she does amazing work. We're going to pull up her website, and as we kind of scroll down this, you can see even the design of your website flows.
Thank you.
So tell me about the clients that you like to work with.
I love a client that is willing to go beyond their comfort zone because during the process, it can be somewhat of a challenge because they're so comfortable within their environment and not really looking at how their home is functioning for them to allow them to live their best life every day. And so that is what we take in consideration. So a client who is flexible, who is open to a design process and trusts the design process with us, allowing us to push them a little bit farther than their comfort zone.
And when you first start working with a client, you really want to get into their head, don't you? Talk about the psychology of creating a great home.
Yes, we do. We try to understand who our client is on a more deep personal level, because it's really impossible to design a home if we don't know who our client is, who they were as a child, their favorite childhood memories, what their college years were like, who they are now, and how they see themselves in the future. So in order for us to design a home that allows them to function and live their best life, we have to know them on a more intimate, personal level.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this now?
Oh gosh, well over 8 years.
8 years, okay,
Yes.
So we're gonna take you back in time and see if you even remember this project. I found it on your Facebook page from several years ago. I think this is 2017. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do remember this.
Well, tell me about the project. What do you remember about it?
So this project, the client came to me, was actually introduced to me, and she said, we have this ranch and we're looking to renovate this home. And we went out to take a look at the project initially, and there was just so many things wrong with it, from the foundation to they had just termite issues, mold issues. It just really was more of a kind of a bulldoze project, we call it. They had to scrap the original house that they intended to renovate. And so once we decided we were going to, get rid of the original house and start from the ground up, that's when we really took it to another level.
Do you like a challenge when the client comes to you and says, this is the mood I'm trying to recreate? Do you like, something that you've never done before?
Yes, I love that because it pushes me beyond my creative, limitations that I think I have, and allows me to dig deep into outside of my comfort zone with the client. And I don't know, there's a revelation on the other side of that struggle that we both discover for ourselves. And it just becomes just a beautiful project in the end that we're all very proud to be a part of.
Sure. Talk about, sometimes designs are classic. You can have a design that works for 30, 40 years and doesn't look dated. And then sometimes you have, a fad in the 70s, and as soon as you walk in, it's like, Marsha Brady, where are you?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to pull up her portfolio page off of her website, and as we scroll down this, look at this. I mean, it's almost like every single picture is Better Homes and Gardens.
Thank you.
You have to be so proud.
I am proud. It's a lot of hard work that we tend to make look easy, like you make it look easy being on camera. But there's a lot of prep and a lot of details that go into each of these spaces that we have to take in consideration for each of our clients.
And Elle, what's it like at the very end of the project when the client hugs you and says, "Oh my God"?
It's a bittersweet moment because it's something that's coming to an end, but we've had so much joy just creating and working with our clients, and we tend to really cling on to them and they to us. So it never really stops at the end of the project. We're always being called back for some other reason, and we're very involved with them in their personal life. So it just is really bittersweet because then we look forward to when are we going to do another project, and the client is always saying that too.
I bet you get amazing referrals from existing clients, right? Because your work of art is on display to all of their guests.
Yes, it is. It's the best compliment that we could receive is when we are referred to one of their friends or family members, and we get to do additional projects with them. So it's just the best compliment.
Sure. Okay, in the couple of minutes we have left, talk to the viewer who's thinking, man, I might need to bring Elle in. What is the process? They reach you through your website, and then do you have an exploratory meeting to just see if this is a fit?
We do. We have a discovery call where we first initially talk with the client to really kind of understand what their project is and what they're looking to achieve. And then if we can accomplish that for them. So not every client that we talk to is the right fit, and that's okay because personalities or the budget or just different issues that they may come up. But we always look to find a common ground where we can come together and execute on their project.
Sure. Do you ever have a client that is just insisting on something that you can't put your name on?
I've had that before, but we tend to talk them out of it because...
But I love the Graceland look of Elvis, and no, you're not going to do that for me.
We can't do that. We'll say, we thank you for the compliment of calling us, but you need another designer who really loves Graceland and can do that for you.
And I admire that about you because I think far too many people in the service industry just say yes, even if they know it's really the wrong move. And clients, I would think, appreciate your honesty.
Yes, we're very much honest and upfront. Communication is really the key to making sure that you have a long-lasting relationship with your clients, and being honest with them about decisions or things that are happening within the project is really crucial to the relationship.
Outstanding. You've been a great guest. We're going to have you back again. We'll end with the website, which is ellecoleinteriors.com. The great Elle Cole. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's it for now.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.